Good either. Ray's one who has a cigar right now. I'm the one who's choking like a freaking. Hey,
it's hilarious. Even in the pre-production meeting, every time I took a drag off the cigar, you're over there hacking up a lung, and we're 600 miles away from each other.
Guys, welcome to another episode of the Around the Ropes Radio Show. Guys, I hope you guys had a phenomenal weekend. I know we're psyched. We have a lot of stuff to get to, including what we saw last night on Monday Night Raw, what we saw over the weekend. But first, let me throw it on the room because, guys, we are at full capacity right now. Guys, we are now at 3-man booth. First, let me bring in the guy who was not here last week, but we had to go. We spoke to the Dropkick Murphys, and we shipped him back down from Boston. The one only Boston. Ray, what's going on?
Not a whole lot. Glad to be back after my little emergency trip last week. Everybody seems to be doing good, doing fine, doing well. So let's hope everything stays on the up and up after that.
Yes, and obviously, because of what happened last week, we had Jay hop in with us, and now he is a part of the show. Now, Jay, welcome back. How you been, my friend?
I've been good. I'm just kind of getting over this cold that was going on this past weekend, but definitely I'm glad to be on the show. I'm glad to be with you guys, and now we could actually know and read each other what we're going to say instead of just chatting it up or me just misspelling words over there.
Spelling doesn't matter.
We also have we have one more person joining us. Oh, okay. They were here. They had to walk away for a second, but they'll be back. I will not reveal who it is until they're back.
All right. Sounds good.
Well,
Jay, I would like to congratulate you on being so good last week that you were welcome back twice because you're so nice.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Much love.
No, and like I said, I'm glad we were able to get this happening. And really...
And a little interruption.
Sorry about that.
Nothing wrong with that.
But guys, we have a lot of stuff to get to. Obviously, we had a busy weekend of pro wrestling between Crown Jewel, Bound for Glory, the early start time to Monday Night Raw Monday, which saw a lot of interesting things happen, to say the least. But I kind of want to piggyback here for a second because, like I said, we did have... Oh, they are back in here right now, so let me try this again.
Okay.
Guys, you guys know one of the companies that we work with is the Dynasty up in Albany, New York. And the week before every show, I usually like to do a Dynasty week to try to get as much talent on. So last night we had on the photographer, Jason Zupardi. And tonight I figured, well, let's get some of the talent on. And the one who is joining us right now, she's been on the show before plenty of times. Jay, you actually have had her on with you and Savage. Yep. I want to welcome back to the show. She is the commentator. Should I call the Bobby the Brain Heenan of commentating for the Dynasty?
I mean, that's a pretty lofty name right there.
She also is becoming the ring announcer for basically the Northeast. I want to welcome back to the show the one and only your friend and our friend, the lovely Miss Billie. Billie, welcome back. How you been?
Hey guys, what's up? I'm doing well. How's everybody tonight?
So far, so good. How are you?
I'm good. It's Dynasty week, baby. Let's go. Wow.
And actually, before I forget, I did do my homework. And look, there we go. The post.
Nice. I'm literally out right now. I'm in the car because I'm out flyering for the show. So I didn't get back home in time. And I'm like, well, I'm just going to do it from the car.
Hey, modern technology. That's what it's there for.
Exactly.
But before we get into the Dynasty, which they have a huge show this weekend. Actually, Billie, before I forget, I just found this photo actually, and this is not wrestling related, but this is actually one of the first photos you took of me. I don't know if you remember this photo. And I already know.
I already know what you're gonna say, bro.
Which one?
You did that super hot chip challenge, and you were vomiting at the Mecca and crying.
That's what you were doing? You were vomiting?
Busted.
This was one of the first times, like probably our second time ever hanging out, John?
Yeah.
And he and this other guy decided they had to eat this hot chip. It was horrible. So I took that picture. That's my bread and butter right there.
That is awesome.
Oh, wow.
And then while we're at it, let's just get
it was at a wrestling event, so it counts.
Let's just clear up also because we got 2 announcements coming up in case people did not see our social media account. But November 15th, the Around the Ropes radio show will be live from the Starland Ballroom as the Fight Factory presents No Thanksgiving. We will be live doing our show, talking to a lot of talent. Who knows who will be on? You're going to have to wait and see. Again, that goes down November 15th. But wait, there's more. Because November 22nd, I have to remember my days now, Around the Ropes finally makes its debut at the American Dream Mall in East Rutherford, New Jersey, ahead of GCW Dream On, part of the Fan Slam, which is the same building where the WWE did their meet and greets before SummerSlam. That goes down on Saturday, November 22nd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. before the live wrestling event. Again, that's in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Definitely get your tickets. I'm looking forward to being there. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun to actually attend my first GCW show live in person. Which I'm
jealous.
I seriously cannot wait for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. We have other stuff coming up as well, but like I said, as soon as I get the official okay, then we'll promote it. But I want to touch briefly on what we saw this weekend with Crown Jewel. And I guess we'll start with Crown Jewel because that was the earlier event, literally time-wise and day-wise. I mean, overall, Billy, I'll throw it to you first. Anything from that show kind of surprised you at all?
Honestly, no. We're just going to leave it there. Yeah. I didn't watch all of Crown Jewel.
I mean, how could you? It started at 8:00 in the morning on a Saturday.
Exactly. And you know what's killing me is the night before, I'm like, oh yeah, it's going to be first thing in the morning, yada, yada, yada. I still got in my typical Saturday morning routine, started doing a ton of other stuff. And next thing I know, it's like 10. I'm like, shit. So I'm behind on a lot of wrestling. I unfortunately have not avoided spoilers. So I know everything basically, but I can't really comment too much because I actually didn't watch much of it. So.
Jay, I'll throw it to you. Anything from Crown Jewel surprise you?
No, not really. I kind of expected what I expected, except for one thing in a match, which I disagreed with totally. And that's about it. I expected what I expected. I just didn't expect something quite shocking to me that I totally disagreed with.
And that would be what would
Well, if you want me to say it, I'll just say that it was basically Seth Rollins doing the coast to coast. I really thought that was a dumb move because the fact that you are champion, so you are very valuable. Not only that, you're leading a faction in the Vision and you're trying to lead them forward, especially making Braun into a star, which that is the whole Vision, correct? Mm-hmm. So I had a problem with somebody kind of risking that. It's very risky. I believe we all saw how he landed. I thought he separated his shoulder right there. But I don't think it needed to be necessary. I know maybe you're trying to do it. Maybe you want to try to steal the show and all that. But the show was stolen already in the John Cena match. So I just didn't agree with that move. I don't think it should have been done on his behalf. And we never saw that move before. So that's another thing we all got to take account for in this whole situation that I didn't agree with.
So I want to say that I 98% agree with everything that you said, right? The coast to coast, as far as him never doing it, he has done it. He's never done that coast to coast headbutt though. I don't know what that was. That seemed so out of place and kind of took me out of the moment of the match because like he hits the coast to coast headbutt of all things. And like, I actually had my brain paused and I was like, why the hell did he just do that? Like, what did that do for the match? Yeah, it was a cool spot, but Seth Rollins is so far past the point of being, what do they call spot monkey, right?
Yeah.
He's so far past the point of being a spot monkey that just didn't make sense. And not to mention, it was I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
no, you're good. Go ahead.
Not to mention, it was a headbutt. Really? Like, really?
We should be past headbutts anyway. Period. But he's too old for that. That's really what it comes down to as well. Like, why? Why now?
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, when he did break it out before, and he has used it before, it was the regular coast to coast drop kick, and let's face it, that was like 10 years ago. I feel, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the methodology leading up to that spot was the fact that AJ and Cena wrestled like they were 10 years younger.
Right.
Like that match, you saw the prototype John Cena from OVW. You didn't see the over-marketed, the manufactured, the 5 moves of doom John Cena. You saw what everybody in OVW during that early 2000s, mid 2000s phase saw.
And that was TNA AJ Styles.
Absolutely, right down to the gear.
Like,
it was
that's
great.
I was going to say, yeah, absolutely.
That was 2005 year.
20 years later, 25 years later, something like that.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
One thing
I just wish that he would have come out with his TNA theme. Like, to see him with the WWE theme and the TNA ring gear, I was like, oh, it was so close. You guys, it was so close. You could have just hit a home run just off of that.
Well, the one thing I will say is, first of all, I love the intro that John gave AJ.
Oh my God!
Oh yes,
Yeah.
He wrote that himself.
So genuine.
And did you see the facial reaction, by the way, with AJ when they had him mention about the undisputed boss
of the Bullet Club?
The Bullet Club. Yes, I popped so hard.
And you saw his face. He's like, "Wait." So that shows you right there that he didn't know about that before.
He was like, "Holy crap, we're saying that right now." Okay,
but you
acknowledged it.
But also, I mean, we've seen it a lot with Cena's run so far. How much homage he's paying to past people in his, throughout his career. Look at what AJ Styles did in that match. How many moves did he do that were from past guys in TNA? Guys like Sting, Frankie Kazarian.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was
Bobby Roode, James Storm.
Yeah.
I forgot who said it, but a lot of people said it. They said that match was basically a love letter to pro wrestling.
Yeah,
it was, and the best thing about it is they just repeated the same thing they did at the Royal Rumble. They didn't step out of the ring. Everything was in the ring. Not once did they go out on the floor and do anything.
There's no need. There was no need. The story was completely told in ring.
Yep. That's why it's match for me of the year. That just
it was
easily.
That's one I did watch from the beginning.
Unless his last performance is just 10 times great, then yeah. If he does the 619, I'll be happy.
Well, he did tease that, though. He did tease that, so
he did
tease me. So now you have to go about it.
As much as I love AJ, I do not want him to do the spiral tap at all during this retirement tour, simply because of why he stopped doing it himself. It was too damaging to his own back. Yeah. So I know that there are going to be moments where people are calling for it. I don't want to see it.
Well,
there's too much of a risk in that.
I bring up to you guys. Obviously, we know Cena's retiring in December, and we've had the discussion about who's Cena's last opponent for, I feel like, the last 6 months now. We found out Saturday that Styles is retiring in 26. So now, do you give Styles the similar type of run like you're giving Cena? And who is that one that Styles closes out his career against?
Loaded question.
I think, honestly...
Is that a Bullet Club pun?
I think based off of just the foreshadowing when they were talking about in AJ's intro about, the true leader of the Bullet Club, I got to think one of his final opponents is going to be Demon Finn. He was the one that kicked Finn out of the Bullet Club when Finn signed with NXT.
And they've teased a little interaction multiple times now.
Right.
That's a good call, man. I'm down with that.
I would love to see
just miss Demon Finn so much.
Oh my God. Seriously.
That's literally my entrance on WWE 2K. I'm always
It was one of the best entrances. Like that entrance, I know we're going to completely go off on a tangent here, but that entrance was ahead of its time. That entrance is Cody Rhodes' entrance now.
Oh yeah.
You know, the arms up with the flashing, and then when he's the demon coming out with the down the ramp and the smoke and everything. Like that
So
was
good.
that was ahead of its time.
It's funny, and they did. I remember they did a takeover in London, and Finn was in the demon attire.
Was it London or was it the one in Tokyo when he went up against Brock?
No, there was London when he came out like Jack the Ripper.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that I like when they do that. But you know what's funny though? We were saying before about with Cena doing the 619. According to reports, we kind of know who he's facing at Survivor Series. Dominic Mysterio. I'm just saying.
I don't want to go on a tangent, but
Go for it. That's what this show is about.
Can we just say how amazing Dirty Dominic Mysterio has become?
Listen,
I'm sorry, guys.
No.
I love him so much.
When he started, towards the end of the pandemic with the Dirty Dom, I couldn't stand it. I was like, oh my God. Like I was so Nepo baby against him.
Yep. Same.
And now he's got the hair like Eddie. He's got the mustache like Eddie when Eddie first started. He's got Eddie's swagger. All of the stuff he has, none of it is his dad's.
No.
Which is hilarious.
Except the occasional 619.
Except the occasional 619.
With a freaking hammer in the boot. Beautiful.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was total cheat steal.
Where did that match made me so happy last night? Sorry, just so happy.
No, you're good. And you know what's funny?
I did not want to like Dominic. I really didn't. Like you said, I was Nepo baby crap. Like, oh, whatever, this kid, he's been spoon-fed all this his entire life. Of course he can do a couple moves. Nah, dude is... I don't even know what... He did something last night where he I don't remember what the move was exactly. He flipped out of the ring over the top rope and then ended it. Was it a DDT? He landed... So. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I think
it was insane. I was like, this kid he knows what he's doing. He knows how to work the camera. He knows how to work the crowd. Oh, so good.
And he's only going to get better.
Yeah, he's young.
And that's the crazy part. We see how good Penta is and how good Rey Fenix are. And those guys are in their late 30s, early 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dom is mid 20s at most.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny though? That people always say this about Dom, Dirty Dom. Dom has gotten to the point now we don't even have to say his last name anymore.
And he is Dom.
And I think that is a testament to the work that he has put in, and both physically and as far as the character. It's no longer dirty. It's no longer Dominic Mysterio. It's no longer Dirty Dominic Mysterio. It's Dirty Dom.
Yep.
He doesn't need the Mysterio last name.
No, and that show, and you said it before, that shows you the type of work he's done, and because I think also, going back to no, go ahead, Billy.
I was just going to say that is something that Charlotte Flair's been trying to achieve her whole career. You know what I'm saying? They not needing the name at the end, not needing the dad's name thing.
But here's the difference between the two, right? What did Ray do when Dom started getting popular?
Let him shine. Yeah, exactly. He backed up and let him shine.
You don't see Ray anymore.
No.
So the only Mysterio that is front and center in your mind is Dom.
There's never going to be a bigger Flair than Ric Flair until he passes. So
true, but
you're right. Yeah, he's not going to let it happen.
But having Ric Flair constantly, whether it's for positive or negative, in the limelight, have that weird story that they had with him and Lacey and Charlotte.
I forgot about that.
Cringe. Charlotte wants to get away. Charlotte wants to be Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
Or Ashley wants to be Charlotte.
You're right.
But you're not letting her have the opportunity. The ring music is the same or very similar. The robes are similar. The entrances are similar. The attitude is similar. That's not how it is with Ray and Dom, right? Dom is essentially polar opposite. If anything, they should have given Charlotte more to kind of keep it parallel here. They should have given Charlotte more of an Arn Anderson persona.
I was about to ask you that. I was like, what would be the same?
The parallel? Yeah. Arn
parallel.
Anderson.
Yeah.
Should have given her the Arn Anderson. I
That
don't
makes
say
sense.
much. I come in, I kick ass, I take names. That's it.
I have a Glock.
And the Glock. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, you have to have the Glock as well. But no, I mean, when you look at what Dirty
Sorry,
Dom-
John. We're taking it everywhere.
Oh, you're good, believe me.
Yeah, we're only 20 minutes in. We're good.
I would say the show's never on the rails. We're always off the rails.
It's Crazy Train, baby.
Hey, we've been doing this for almost 4 years. When we eventually find the rails, I'd love to know that day.
I don't. That means that we've become
Not
normies.
us.
I don't want to be a normie, brother.
But when you look at when you look at what Dirty Dom has done, I mean, he's put the work. I mean, I know you guys say, that he's, the netball baby and everything, but he's really put the work in, and has really I mean, he's one guy who, let's be honest, I know everybody sits there and says, "Oh, he's going to turn babyface eventually."
Oh, I hope not.
I'll be honest. Did he ever really turn heel?
Did what?
Did he ever really turn heel? Well, I mean, let's call a spade here.
I mean, jumping your dad at Christmas dinner, that's kind of not
Every year.
That's Thanksgiving dinner.
It
Dinner.
was definitely pushed, I think, from the crowd. I think the crowd was turning on him. Like, I think they were kind of with us. Like, oh, who gives a crap about this kid?
Right.
Okay. So
I
I
think it was definitely pushed, but he took it and ran with it, dude.
You know who helped him with that? McAfee. Because McAfee and Graves, during that whole jail stint, would not let you forget it.
That commentary, that was amazing.
Kudos to them for doing.
He learned it in jail.
Right. What are you talking about, Cole? Everybody does that in jail, don't you know?
Yeah. You don't know anything about it, Cole. You don't know.
So I think that is also a big part. I think that's really where you got to see the magic happen, when you had somebody for a little bit struggling with the crowd, right? And then the commentators helped to get them over that hump to where people are like, at first it was absurd. Then you're like, oh, wait a minute. Okay.
I get
and
it.
Now you're like, oh shit. I really dig his character.
Well, I mean, I still remember the time with Dirty Dom where he couldn't even cut a promo.
Oh, he couldn't open his mouth. He was getting booed out of the building.
Yeah, I remember. God, but I want to, move things along here because, like I said, guys, we do have a lot to get to tonight.
We have a lot of comments to get to as well.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to get to second, because if not, I know the one person in the comment section is probably going to kill me.
Nah, I think David's pretty laid back.
That's not who I'm talking.
I don't think he's going to go after you like that.
Moving on. Actually, you know what? Let's get to the comments here quickly. David, fan of the show from across the pond. Holy crap. He goes, you know what? Screw what the haters say. I enjoyed Crown Jewel. The match that most people were dreading thinking of it would be boring was the AJ versus Cena match. I thought the match was awesome. Lots of nods to the Hall of Famers with various signature moves on a show, plus very touching homage to Bray Wyatt, which brought a tear to my eye. My favorite match of the night.
Absolutely. And listen, because of the tragic and sudden passing of Bray and of Brody Lee, I always get a little gut punch in the feels when somebody does a tribute to him, like when Eric the Red does that for Harper, and whenever anybody busts out the Sister Abigail, it's like a gut punch in the feelings for me. I think honestly, I would have, if he had beaten AJ with the Sister Abigail, and Bray Wyatt was a huge opponent for John Cena and for AJ at times, I think I would have lost it. I probably would have lost it the way I did when they put on that tribute show for Brody Lee.
That was hard.
That was a great show.
That was.
I still remember, I mean, Ray, going back to what you were saying before about with Wyatt, I don't know if you guys remember the shot when they were in Paris. I think it was Paris. And the Wyatt Six comes out.
Uh-huh.
And the next thing you see the camera coming up behind them.
Yeah.
And you just see, and the fact you get all the lights going. And
that was the other thing. He hit Sister Abigail, and what happened? fireflies everywhere.
Everywhere. That crowd lost it.
Mm-hmm.
It's something, especially with that music, with his theme song, because I think that was his originally. The one that the Wide Six used now. I think that was originally Bray's.
I would have to go back and listen to it. I can't even. I have so many wrestling themes in my head. I'd have to.
I think it was Bray's. I think towards the end, or like a mixture of. Like
I know that I believe. Howdy, Christ, Bo Dallas, went to the same mask maker for Uncle Howdy and for the rest of the Wyatt Six when they were all wearing the masks. And then I believe they used the same band. I'm not sure if it's necessarily the same music.
Yeah. Then also, the girlfriend is watching the show tonight. Hi, Amanda.
Hey.
Hi, Amanda.
Amanda says, "Hi, everyone." Hello, Amanda.
Billy, she says she'll see you this weekend in Albany.
Can't wait, kid.
And then, wow. David goes, "I'm pretty laid back, John. I'd love to tear Gango in a new one, though. I never forget." I'm actually trying to get back on Gango's good side here, guys. So
I'm not involved in this.
Same.
Me too.
That is an outside of my scope.
That was in a version before this one.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, we look at, and then I want to just touch briefly actually before we go. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do this. We're gonna go to a quick break. Come back from the break. We'll talk about the Vision turning on Seth, and then we'll get into Dynasty.
Why couldn't you just say we'll talk about what happened on Raw? Brother, you just gave it all away.
Because at this point, being that Tuesday night at
just hit the commercial, John. Just hit the commercial.
We'll be right back.
Thank you, Billy.
We'll be right back.
Funny?
Me too.
Ray? It's a song you like. We'll be
I
right
know.
back.
Just play it already.
Back live right here on the On Road Radio Show, guys. I know Ray really likes that song. I feel like it's like
one of my favorites
every Tuesday. Let's just get to the comment section here quickly. Oh my god!
Flow.
Dave just singing along with the song, man.
But let's get into what happened last night on Monday Night Raw. Obviously, the ending was kind of weird.
Weird how, John?
Huh?
Weird how?
Because the main event was a triple threat match to determine the number one contender for Seth Rollins between Punk, Jey Uso, and LA Knight. Now, Punk wins, and I figure we're getting set up for main event, Saturday's main event when they do it in Utah in a couple of weeks. And then all of a sudden they turned on him right after. So I want to actually, Jay, I'll go to you first on this. When you saw that turn, what was your initial reaction?
Complete shock. I just looked at it and I was like, wow, I can't believe it. Like, whoa, we just seen the spear. Then what got me more interested, it was just the stare down, the verbal exchange he had with Bronson, the verbal exchange he had with Paul. I love Paul's reaction because that's how I was feeling at that moment. That's how my facial reaction was. So I think it was just so shocking. I couldn't believe it. And, it also kind of brought me back like, okay, now I just seen this shocker, but it's everything that I thought it would be. There's probably some sort of injury with Seth Rollins. It's just it kind of sucks. Like I think we all knew this was going to happen, but they just kind of rushed it because they had to. I think they pivot, but I think they just pivot without knowing exactly what's going on. I mean, let's face it, we don't even know what injury has. Is it the elbow? Is it the shoulder? We have no clue.
Is it something completely different? Could it be the back again?
Yeah, and there's a lot of like backlash. People are like, but he faked the injury before and everything. So,
you can expect that to happen when you
This is what I asked you guys. Like, I said it was just a quick pivot. Do you guys agree? Like, you don't think we should have just waited? Well, let's just wait a week. Let's just see what exactly is going on with him. Does he need surgery? Does he not? Can he come back in 6 weeks? Can he come back for Survivor Series? I don't know. I think it was kind of just a desperate move. Like, okay, we got to do this now. We can't wait for the results. We just got to pull the trigger. Do you guys agree with that?
It felt very rushed, obviously, but I think you're right. I think that's why they're doing it. But yeah, just the opening the promo earlier in the night with all 4 of them in the ring. When he was like, "I made it without anybody," right then I was like, "What's going on?" Like those little seeds were happening there.
Boom, there's the seed.
And I was like, no. So I was still shocked when they turned on him, but there was that seed planted, like. But yeah, it has to be some sort of injury. It has to be something they're rushing because it doesn't make any sense otherwise.
I think I do think it was going to happen, but when I say that, I'm thinking like this time next year.
Right. Yeah.
Like later on down the road, it was going to happen.
But it's like, go ahead.
I think that it's very possible they already know how bad the injury is, and that's why they did this. Because I think it's going to be longer than a 6-week vacation. It's probably going to be something much more serious than that, which is why we need to get the title off of him because we can't have our champion not around for this extended amount of time.
Right.
So with that being said, I think that it all factors in to why it felt so rushed, because honestly it was rushed. However, I do have an explanation for those of you who can't seem to follow along at home, and I will give you the explanation, and you can tell me who it came from. For those of you that don't understand what just happened, you take Seth Rollins, the so-called visionary, and you put him in a ring with Braun Breaker, a genetic freak. But what Seth didn't calculate was the betrayal quotient. So let's do the math. Seth thought he had a 100% chance of survival with Braun at his side. What we didn't know is that Braun's got a 66 2/3% loyalty when you factor in family bloodlines. And the other 33 1/3% is pure rage. So now Seth's sitting there asking why. I'll tell you why. Because Braun Breaker's not here to play backup. He's here to take over. He's the dog-faced destroyer, and now the leash is off. So, Seth, you took your eye off the math. You had a 141 2/3% chance of getting betrayed, and now you're just another statistic in the Steiner equation of fame.
When I saw that, I loved it.
First off, shout out to Big Papa Pump for still making things relevant from back before most wrestling fans were born.
Absolutely.
And also shout out for dropping 2 taglines, the Dogface Destroyer, which I think is fantastic and needs to be used, and the Steiner Pain equation.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Right?
Like
those are 2 things that need to be run with.
Why haven't we used? Yeah, that's so good for Steiner. That's so much better than Steiner math.
Right?
It's funny. Once you started reading that, I was like, yeah. Once you started giving like it's a 60s. I'm like, yeah, that's Scott all over it.
The man is, listen, say what you want about, his professional career, even though it is Hall of Fame worthy before he was even a singles competitor.
Absolutely.
He is an entertaining person, man. He is.
Always was.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just want to go back to the thing with Seth for a second here, because I know, Billy, you mentioned the promo at the beginning of Raw, but then there was also the one moment backstage, I don't know if you guys remember, where you see Seth and Paul talking, and Paul kind of tugged on Seth's arm a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I don't recall seeing. I must have gotten up for this.
And that was another. I think I could have vaguely remember seeing that at some point. I'm curious to see though what they're going to do now. I mean, you just had the number 1 contenders match. Punk won. You're not going to just go to Punk and go, here's the title. Congratulations.
Who pinned Punk? I mean, who did Punk pin?
In LA Knight.
LA Knight.
There you go.
Yeah.
Seth, with everybody saying.
I hope that's the case.
Guys, you really just messed that up for me. Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
We weren't innocent.
Anyway, I think that's what's going to end up happening. You're going to find out next week that Seth vacates the title, or the title is being vacated. So once again, vacant is 187-0, better than Goldberg ever will be. And it's going to be you're probably looking at main event, a match between Knight and Punk for the championship. And honestly, give it to LA Knight. And I say give it to LA Knight because while Seth Rollins is on the shelf, you don't need Punk to be in the spotlight with the title. Give it to Knight. Let Knight be a paper champion for a little while. Give him the Damian Priest treatment.
No.
And then have Breaker break him.
You just said a horrible thing. You just said horrible thing.
Why'd you have to remind us of that? Poor Damian.
No way.
Listen, I wasn't a fan of the fact they used him as a paper champion. But
I think LA Knight is worth like a Royal Rumble WrestleMania story. Why not have him win the Royal Rumble? That's a great story. Oh my God, the guy that never won a championship has a chance to do it at the biggest.
They've mentioned it every freaking time. Yes, there's the tease every time.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Which is why it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, we've been getting that a lot lately, from what I've been seeing.
So I want to pose a question to the group. With everything that we saw with the Vision betraying Seth on Monday night and them pulling the trigger, and we all agree that the trigger was pulled early, but it was for a necessary reason. Mm-hmm. Can we talk about the follow through? Are we going to have a John Cena heel turn follow through, or are we having like a full on story follow through with this? Because if you recall, there was supposed to be a huge follow through on the John Cena heel turn, Cody Rhodes Rock storyline, which then just kind of evaporated. And John Cena's like, all right, I'm done being a heel. I want to grant more wishes.
I truly think it's just going to flourish into the story just for the fact that you don't even need Braun to just talk out there for 15 minutes. And, you know, sometimes when Seth cuts his segment, it goes over 25, 30 minutes. You have Paul Heyman just to do everything for Braun. He doesn't even need to go out there and speak. And that's just the perfect thing. And the story could just go on and on and on. And you just build Braun into this big badass.
That is one thing that always stuck in my brain, right? We can all agree Seth Rollins is a talker, right? He can talk people into seats. And I'm never not going to want to see Paul Heyman on my television. I absolutely love Paul Heyman. But it was like, why did you? It's like the CM Punk Paul Heyman pairing, right? Like Punk can handle the mic. We've seen that. And they paired him with Paul Heyman. Now the story behind that was because when he was in OVW, he was a Paul Heyman guy.
Yep.
But Seth Rollins was never a Paul Heyman guy. So I never understood that weird pairing. I'm hoping now, and as much as I like Braun, he does tend to fall into the Steiner microphone skill trap. And I'm hoping that having Paul stay with him will be a great way to A, coach him up, and B, let Paul be Paul.
I think
there was nowhere else for Paul to go. Like, who else would you have put Paul with after? Because I think they were done with the Roman thing anyway.
I would have had Paul do what he does best and work behind the scenes. They could have put the vision together and been like, "Hey, Paul, this is your assignment."
Yeah, you just handle it. Yeah,
just do what you do best.
Like his assignment is like it's always been Braun. Let's face it. Let's go way back, bring it back to NXT when Braun was down there. Who was there also? Paul Heyman. I really think, like as you say, behind the scenes, they're like, "Hey, we got to get this guy over. This guy is the future. This is what we saw Roman 10 years ago. This is the guy. This is truly the guy." And this is his assignment, basically. You have to go out there, and he's out there by his side, and he's really, truly making him into probably one of the biggest stars we're going to see for the next few years.
Yeah, I have no problem with him being by Braun's side. My whole issue was Seth. You had him more aligned with Seth in the vision than you did with Braun. You see what I'm saying?
So my thing is, for that, as you say, I truly think it was out of desperation because let's face it, Seth Rollins, how many main events he had at WrestleMania? You know what I mean? Think about it like that. They were desperation. He needed a win. He needed a big win. He's in the main event, for God's sakes. This is what he wanted, right? So you're in the main event. You're going to have a triple threat with two of the greats. You got to pull off a win. Yeah, it's not a great pairing. That's why I said that the story was rushed. I'm pretty sure it was going to happen next year, early next year. But hey, it is what it is, and I'm loving what they see so far. You know, I'm loving it.
Isn't it ironic though? And I know that Jay and I, we had this conversation a few shows back, talking about how much, in order for the vision to be taken seriously, they all need to win at some event, and the one event that they all win at, the following show they disband.
They needed the win, and
they just needed the confidence boost.
This is why
we're good now.
That's all right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
I was just going to bring up this point. I mean, we're seeing a lot of the guys now who are in the main event of WWE getting towards the end of their careers. And let's just call a spade on that one. And Ray,
Twilight.
Yeah. And you know how I'm very big in, pushing the future, maybe this is the opportunity to put a Braun Breaker in that position where it's like, okay, we're not going to have Roman that much longer. I mean, Roman, let's be honest, once the movie things get going with him, he's going to be out the door. Cena's done as of December.
Oh, so does that mean he's not going to be worthy of being on any top 10 list? They have Mr. PWI. Ooh. Oh, he didn't meet the work rate requirement.
Shots fired.
Put him on there.
But my point is this: look at a lot of these guys now who are in the main event scene. Okay, within the next 3-4 years, a lot of them are going to be retired. Not everybody's Ric Flair and can wrestle till they're about 800 years old. But my point is this:
you really just had to bring back that flashback of him in.
My point is this: you have to start building your future. And maybe now is the time you start building the future with guys like Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, and have Bronson Reed become that guy where it's like, he does the whatever that move is that he does, the tsunami.
The tsunami, yeah.
I'll wait for you to call it Splash because,
And all of a sudden, you don't see somebody come back next week so quickly from it.
Have him bring back the King Kong Bundy 5 count.
Oh, wow.
Oof.
I'm telling you, the way that Bundy was dominant but never held a title is, first off, a disgrace.
He didn't need it.
No, he didn't, because he came up with the 5 count challenge, right? Have Reed do that. Have Reed just fight the 5 count. He can beat a couple top tier talents that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very interesting to see how this whole thing plays out with the Vision as we go into Survivor Series. Because, guys, I hate to say it, we're only a month or so away from Survivor Series, give or take.
So how does this affect Survivor Series? Like, how do we put everybody in play now that this injury happened?
So I would think that the Vision is still going to probably be one of the War Games matches, right? But instead of having 4 people and needing 1, now you're gonna now you only have 3 people and you're gonna need 2. Yes, I say 3 people because if you don't think Brock Lesnar is gonna be on that Vision team,
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then from what I read, supposedly Austin Theory is going to be part of.
Yeah, that's right. I sent you that article about them wanting to put. I mean, listen, that would be a great reset for him, especially after getting rid of Seth.
Yeah.
Now you're looking more like Evolution.
And Theory needs something too.
With Paul Heyman being more of the Ric Flair, Triple H kind of role, right? So now you're looking more like Evolution. All this young OVW talent coming in.
Then who's the last guy, though?
That's the mystery.
Obafemi.
Ooh.
I just don't know how he fits into play.
I don't either, but it would be cool.
It would, but it's just, I don't know. Will we want to debut him like that?
Well, so Oba and Braun have a past, right? So why can't that come into play and Braun be, especially talking about War Games?
Wait a minute.
I was looking for the biggest dog in the yard that wasn't my yard, and I found him.
Didn't Oba say in an article that he wanted to fight like Brock Lesnar?
I would say more sense to go the other way and have Oba be on the other side. So you could
have Oba be on the other side, and you could have that Oba Braun Oba Braun face off and Oba Brock face off.
That's a lot to say.
If that's the case, then you got Petco Park doesn't have a roof because they wouldn't have one after that.
They wouldn't have,
But I mean, this is where it's gonna get really interesting. We could speculate now for the next couple of weeks as far as who that last member.
Who's it going to be? Who is it going to be?
We'll call back to the Evolution idea and just bring in Randy Orton.
He's a great up and coming talent. I mean, he's fantastic.
Bring in Austin Theory. Dude, you want to do a reset? You want to do a reset? Let's do a reset on Austin.
Oh, I'm all for Austin Theory because if you go back and you watch, I don't know if they have it available anymore, but if you watch the Evolve stuff before WWE bought Evolve, where Gabe was in charge of Evolve and Austin Theory was there, they were using Austin Theory correctly.
Yeah,
he was the man.
And to have that version of Austin Theory brought up to the big leagues, not Mr. McMahon's guy, not the comedic, tag team. We don't know. We're gonna have we're spinning your wheels because we don't know what to do with you. Just have Austin Theory come in, have him be essentially what Batista was in Evolution. He looked good, talked good, and he was the muscle.
I'll even go a step further.
All things Austin Theory can do.
Hold on, I'll go a step further. People may not remember this. Austin Theory has ties to independent wrestling up here in the Northeast.
Yeah.
He was one of Darius Carter's first opponents during his first run.
He was the XCW champion down in Warwick for a good while.
But I just want to, and then they're actually, well, let's get into TNA quickly before we get into indie talk here and some other stuff as well. I'm going to
busy weekend for wrestling, man.
That's an understatement.
Right.
I'm going to say this right now. To me, the argument could have been made for Team 3D and the Hardys to close out Bound for Glory very easily.
I can see why you would say that because yes, you're absolutely right. It could have been done, But did you feel happy after that match ended, or were you in your feelings a little bit? I was in my feelings because I just saw Team 3D retire.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to end the whole night like that. That's true. That's a sad goodbye, and yeah.
Like, well deserved, don't get me wrong, but I was sad. I'm not afraid to admit it. I was not happy. I was like, damn.
I mean, it's not the first time TNA made us cry.
Well, I'll even go a step further. The fact that we saw Spike Dudley back in the ring.
One time only, baby.
That's awesome.
But I love that.
Imagine being one of his financial clients, and is that my financial advisor?
But there is one match I do want to get to quickly. This is the one criticism from Bound for Glory. And that was how the Javon Evans, Leon Slater match ended.
Oh, I didn't see the end of that one.
I truly hated it because that was match of the night for me. Even though I got that horrible, horrible finish, which I truly hate, but that was match of the night for me for Bound for Glory. I just can't believe they had a bunch of nobodies that we don't even know about. You don't even know their names. Maybe I know one out of Dark State, but it was just truly just took the energy out. I think people were just pissed off. I would have threw something at that. It's just, you had this perfect 5-star match and then you just ruin it with that. It was just crazy. It was just the craziest thing I've seen.
All right, Billy will be right back.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
but I saw that, and again, I didn't get a chance to see Bound for Glory live. I saw the highlights of it later on. But when I saw Dark State appeared, and Jay, I know last week we were talking about that match, and we both said it. We were looking forward to that match big time. And I'm like, wow, you're actually going to give these young guys their moment on the biggest stage for TNA, and then you got Dark State show up.
And they went all out, guys. I'm telling you, every single move, every single bouncy, everything happened in that match. And then out of nowhere, there was like a time limit draw, and everybody was booing like boo. And I was on my feet too. I was in my house like, oh my God, like, you kidding me? It's gonna end like this, 20-minute draw, nobody's gonna win. Then Santino comes out, gets an extra 5, and then you just get Dark State just ruining the whole thing. It just like, I was just so pissed. I was like, wow, this could have been match of the night, and it just got ruined by that. I don't understand why.
Coming in from YouTube, from Kevin saying, why was that the opening?
Well, the opening was Steve Macklin and Frankie Kazarian for the internet title.
The international title, wasn't it?
If you're talking about that, that actually made sense to me because they had the Marines, and Macklin's a Marine, so I kind of liked it actually. I kind of liked it.
Once a Marine, always a Marine, baby.
Yeah, it was a good opening.
Well, Jay, I want to ask you this: what do you think of with the Call Your Shot gauntlet? Now we have a double winner.
Yeah, that's another thing I didn't like. Like, I know you're trying to do something new and stuff and make it kind of interesting where it's gonna go, but I just don't. I think Frankie needed his moment. I think this was his time, and I just didn't like the fact that Nick Nemeth is also sharing it with him. Like, okay, we gave you the title. We gave you Bound for Glory. Like, come on. Like, let's just give Frankie his moment, It's not going to last. Like, it just doesn't last in this, got to go out in the sunset. You know what I mean?
If I'm not mistaken, they have a pay-per-view coming up, I think, in November, if I saw correctly. At Full Sail.
Oh, really?
I think it's coming up in Full Sail. From I don't think I had Genesis.
Oh, I didn't find out about that yet. So wow.
I think they got something coming up in Full Sail coming up in the next couple of weeks. I could easily see the next set of tapings. They do a match: Nick Nemeth versus Frankie Kazarian. Winner gets the Call Your Shot.
I just don't see it happening. I think they just want us to see if we're getting interested, and it's cool and everything, but I just wanted Frankie to have his moment. I thought that was the time. This matches are always like funny to me because I don't take it serious when I watch it, but I actually took this one serious. Maybe it's the fact that 2 women started the match. I thought that was freaking awesome, especially for women's wrestling. It's like, wow, 2 women started the match. And then there's another, I believe it's Dana something. I don't know. She's like a blonde. She was in the match. Yeah, okay, there you go. So yeah, she was really impressive in the match. I was impressed. I was like, oh wow, I never seen it before, but awesome. I was like, I thought the match had his moment, but just that co-winner, just I don't know, it didn't do it for me.
Kevin over on YouTube says, I take the Hardy Boys versus Dudley Boys over Kane and Undertaker versus Shawn and Hunter.
Oh yeah.
All right, listen, that doesn't count. That doesn't count.
Never saw it.
Saudi matches don't count.
That was the greatest match ever. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah. Okay.
But Jay, I mean, overall though, looking at Bound for Glory, what do you take from it, and where do you see it kind of lead in coming out of Bound for Glory? Like, where do you see the next steps coming?
Oh, it's interesting because you have Kiana Jordan champion still, and who's going to basically step up and take on Kiana? I don't really see anyone now, but maybe someone down the road. Santana has his moment. I thought that was awesome what he did with his daughter and everything. I really, you want to touch about touchy moments? That was a touchy moment for me. I could literally cry right there. And the fact that I'm Puerto Rican just got me even more. So that's also a play. But, where do we go from here? Sky's the limit. I think Santana could be a good champ. I think TNA, with their new attendance record, I mean, that just basically know that they're actually known in the Northeast. And I think that's an awesome thing to appreciate because they have come a long way. So with the help of WWE, I think they did a great thing for them. I think a lot of more eyeballs on the product now, especially coming out for that Bomb Glory, especially that you're in Lowell, Massachusetts, 45 minutes away from Ray. It's all that. So anything is freaking possible. I'm telling you. And I'm all for it. And I think they got a lot of great workers. We talk about Steve Macklin. We talk about Mustafa Ali. We talk about Tasha Steele. We talk about Eddie Edwards. We talk about Moose. They got a lot of players, and they know what they're doing, and they're being booked correctly. They're not being booked silly as some other promotions that I've seen on TV. And that's what I like about TNA. They're actually making a statement.
I'll go a step further. If we're talking about one guy specifically from TNA right now who I'm liking how they're building him, it's the guy from Order 4, Agent Zero.
I know exactly what you're about to say.
The way they're booking him is incredible.
It's like a Terminator.
I may or may not have seen him wrestle in other places, but
I'm so freaking happy for that dude. Like, I've seen him in so many indie shows, and he's a beast, and he's finally getting something that makes me so happy for Bill.
Awesome. I'm loving what they're doing with him right now. I could see him eventually going after that international title, that TNA international title. That I could easily see that with him. If you book him the right way, I'm not saying right now, but give it a couple of years, world heavyweight title down the road. I mean, you want to talk about having the look and the look of a champion. There's the guy right there. To me, Agent Zero is the one who
what he did to that was Alicia, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, dude. Freaking brutal, and I loved it.
Kudos to her for taking that like a champ.
Yeah,
because she's all of 86 pounds soaking wet with rocks in her pockets, and she was up a good 8.5 feet in the air.
Well, Agent Zero is about 12 feet tall, so
yeah, but he didn't fully extend though. He didn't fully extend. He kind of had her around here.
If he did, I would have caught her in upstate New York from there.
also would have been like, oh, there's another sunroof in the middle of the arena.
Listen, nobody wants a sunroof in Lowell, Mass. Nobody wants a sunroof. Nobody wants a sunroof.
No, I mean,
not in Lowell.
All right, Kevin, Ray. You see the comments in the comment section?
So we've got the Kevin saying, build new talent. Stop pushing the old original TNA talent. And somebody responded with, none of the 4 men in that tag match were original TNA talent.
Yeah, and then he said.
But yeah, we went on to just talk about. That's got to be to Jay. That ain't to me.
That's me.
That's absolutely to Jay. I can see it. I
think they're talking to me.
I mean, they might be talking to you. Oh. Listen, that's his new show nickname, Jamie and Priest.
But that's the thing. Like, we don't push young talent. That's the whole thing. Like, for me, I always get mad when I see Javon Evans take a loss because they book him and they present them like, oh yeah, he's the future. He could be this. He could be that. But he just takes all these L's, and it's like, what are we doing?
Do you stop? But because of him taking all those
L's, I stopped because it's the fact that they say that, oh, in 2-3 years, this guy's going to be the future, whatever, right?
Yeah, but my point is more.
But isn't the future now?
I mean, the future is always now, is it not?
Okay, so why we didn't pull the trigger on Javon Evans then?
I can't.
Any title. It don't matter. North American, whatever.
Well, didn't he have the North American?
No, he never had the title. He always went for it, but he always took the L. Even he lost to like Lexus King and all these other people.
They want him to have the underdog thing, but
how long can it be? We already seen it.
Eventually, you just buried him. Yeah,
that's my point. They're saying like, oh yeah, he's ready. He's ready for this. He's ready for the challenge. He's ready for this. He's bouncy. He's this. But he gets the biggest pops. Okay, we all seen it on SmackDown. Mm-hmm. But then we don't push him. Is this? I could say the same. Okay, Leon Slater. Okay, yeah, X Division champion. Okay, what are we gonna do after that? Are we just gonna book him the same way he is, or are we actually gonna move him up a little bit? And I don't know why they do it. I get it. You're playing the underdog, but look at Sami Zayn. How long of the underdog story are we gonna wait for that to finish?
And Jade, go back to what we were saying before. Yes, TNA's next show is Turning Point, Friday, November 14th from Full Sail.
Nice.
Wow.
That's where my son graduated.
Full Sail?
Nice. And then what happened?
Nice.
And then we got Resolution coming up December 5th from El Paso, Texas. And then I think Final Resolution. Yeah, Final Resolution I mentioned before. And then we got Genesis the beginning of January. So and then also supposedly we should find out soon about a TV deal for TNA. Should be happening any day now.
Like a TV channel that you can actually find?
According to Carlos Silva, yes.
That would be fantastic. I think it's well pat. I think they've proven many times over that they deserve to be on a channel that you can find easily.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. But, guys, we're going to take a quick break here, come back, talk some indie wrestling, because I know we got the Dynasty coming up this weekend. I know there was an incident at the International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame that I want to get into. And also want to touch a little bit on VPW, because I was at Victory Pro Wrestling this past week with the incredible story of Gango and Adam Kane. With that and so much more, we'll be right back right after this.
Their opponents' hopes, like legends under the lights, and history
we are back here live on the Around the World Radio Show. Guys, if you missed anything from hour number one, go back. You can listen to the show. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple iTunes, so much more. Guys, you can also catch the replay of the show every Saturday on Odyssey, 12 to 2 through Backstage Radio Network. Also, should have mentioned this before, and I forgot, and this is bad on my end. You can also catch us now. If I can find the freaking graphic now, that would be even better. You can also now find us. Come on, there we go. You can also
anytime.
Come on, here we go.
No
you guys
pressure.
can catch us on ESPN Radio down in Florida, 104.3 FM every Tuesday.
That is
morning.
Northwest Florida, sir. That is ESPN 104.3 FM, Northwest Florida. Make sure you get it right.
Yes, Northwest Florida. But guys, there's a lot of places you can get us. It's fun trying to go through all that quickly, but let's get into some indie wrestling talk because, guys, there wouldn't be any WWE or AEW without the indies. And I want to just touch on.
Some could say there also wouldn't be any indies without WWE, AEW, TNA.
Touche. I give you that one.
I'm just saying, it's like it's like the thing around the Viking, the snake eating the tail thing. I can't remember. My brain just completely I was on a thing, and then my brain just was like, "Nah, we're done," and I just lost all words. All words.
Happens to me daily, my friend. Daily.
I don't know where I was going with that. Oh my god.
I don't know what that. Guys, you gotta go back to the video to see whatever the heck Ray was trying to do.
Oh my god.
Ray, we're gonna clip that, and that's gonna be your future drop.
Fine. I got nothing. I deserve it.
But before we get to Victory Pro, I want to touch briefly on this past weekend was the International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. They had their induction ceremony. And unfortunately, I didn't miss it.
Did some bum get inducted?
Whoa.
Oof.
I only say that because I know how much you this means for you to say this.
I don't know who you're referring to.
Go ahead and make your announcement.
I'm not in the Hall of Fame.
You're not? I thought that's what this announcement was for.
No, not yet.
Oh,
Ray, do you want my ego to get that much bigger?
I mean, I don't think it can, but I mean, we can always try.
We're going to have to rebuild the studios.
Well, you know.
We don't have that in the budget right now.
We don't, but that lovely ESPN money.
Yeah, sure. Sure. Well, yeah, that's what we need is to make my ego bigger and my head bigger.
So you know who was inducted into the International Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame?
Who?
My girl Trish freaking Stratus.
Nice.
And you know who was there?
Was it you?
I was there. It was
nice.
awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah, Trish Stratus, also Tito Santana, Rocky Johnson, and Tony Atlas. Who else am I missing right now? Oh my God, I cannot. I'm blanking right now. But yeah, it was a good time though. What were you getting to, John?
Supposedly there was a altercation.
Oh, was it?
Between two ACW tag teams?
Yeah, there was some issues between a couple guys. Danny Moff was there. The Now was there. And some stuff, yeah, there were some altercations in the middle of the intermission of the Hall of Fame dinner. Like, we're all dressed up, except Danny Moff. He's in a tank top with it looks like a tuxedo, but it's ripped up. So yeah. It was interesting.
Was Dave LaGreca wasn't inducted into this year's Hall of Fame?
Yes, he was he was already in it.
Oh, he was already in it.
Yes, yeah, he was inducted in 2023, I think, because I was at that one too.
Oh,
but he was supposed to be there to induct into MC and stuff along with Bill Apter and Mac Miller. Mac
Got
Miller?
Mac Miller?
That's not a name.
That's
Mac
definitely
Davis?
not.
Yeah, I was like, Mac Miller? Wow.
That would've
Anyway,
been-
totally different the person. Yeah, Mac Davis. But I don't know. There was something. I don't know if Dave got sick or if he was like there was a scheduling issue or something. But he wasn't there.
That's what I thought. Dave Jr. over here was getting to.
Oh, that Dave LaGreca.
yeah.
No, Dave LaGreca is in though. He's I think he won the Excelsior Award or something like that. I'm not sure.
Gotcha.
And I'm not Dave Jr., okay?
Listen,
Hey, that's something to achieve, I think.
I am the first and only John. Let's get it right.
well, listen. You're not the first John, and you're not the only John. There are plenty of other Johns out there that came before you.
But yeah, it definitely, guys, if you get the chance, definitely go up. It's in the MVP building, MVP Arena up in Albany, New York.
Yeah, please do. I've personally been there like a million times. I've given tours there. It's awesome. There's some really cool wrestling history there. My favorite's always all the stuff they have from Mae Young. But yeah, I mean, you're talking like Bruno's original belt is there. The first Money in the Bank briefcase is there. There's a lot of cool stuff from eras past and now. So if you're ever in the Albany area, definitely try to check out the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
Yes, I kick myself every year for missing it. But no, I'm definitely
Glutton for punishment.
Huh?
Glutton for punishment.
No, I'm not. I mean, yeah. Me glutton for punishment?
What?
Me glutton for punishment? Has that ever not happened with me?
This is true.
I was saying, how long have you known me now?
You really want, after the way my brain malfunctioned earlier, you really want me to think about numbers and math?
You already did the Steiner speech. You're good on math for the day.
I should be fine. Should be good for a little while now.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But actually, guys, the other thing also coming to Albany this weekend is the Dynasty as they make their illustrious return for the first time since February.
Nice.
I know there was like a few fair shows between then and February, but February
yeah. We had like our Pride show at Pride in Schenectady, and then we had a show at Saratoga County Fair.
Not Sheboygan though, right?
Not Sheboygan.
Okay, just making sure. John sometimes gets Schenectady and Sheboygan mixed up.
No, I've only been to Schenectady plenty of times.
He usually says that with Sheboygan too.
God. But guys, one of the things happening at the Dynasty show this weekend is a 4-on-4 elimination match where the winning team gets $50,000.
Big money.
Capital gains tradition, man. That 50K up.
Big money.
And it's funny, Billy, yesterday I had on the esteemed photographer of the Dynasty, Mr. Zupardi, and I was talking to him about it. And last couple of days I've been getting Facebook memories of that very first show.
I am too, actually. And it was my first. It was like my first actual probably working show in the Indies.
And what's weird is I think that's been 2 years already since that initial.
Crazy.
Hey, just a quick question. Any chance that you get IRS to hand over the $50,000 briefcase to the winning team?
No, but I oddly enough, I actually own a briefcase signed by IRS, so I could bring that.
That is awesome. It was just rolling around in my head like capital gains tax, IRS.
I would love it. I would love taxes. That.
But no, it definitely, and that's going to start. That's happening this Saturday. Billy, one question I want to bring up to you, actually, obviously, because you are the Bobby the Brain Heenan of the Dynasty.
That's way too much, bro.
I brought this up.
I am like the anti, honestly, because I'm the nice one. I'm your friend Billy. Come on now. Johnny Patches, on the other hand, he's a mean little man sometimes.
Yeah, I can see that.
She's like Dynasty's Renee Paquette.
You know what? I'll take that and be super stoked about it, actually. And ironically, she lives in Cincinnati, and that's where I'm from.
Oh, see, look at that. Didn't even know it and made a connection.
Because she married John Moxley. Come on.
No,
But-
true.
But Billy, are you surprised that nobody has called that Black Rose?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's like about a year now that Black Rose has held our championship, and not a lot of action happening. Nobody's really stepping up to the plate. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing who will. It's about time. And we're back at Empire Live. It's our home venue, dude. If anybody's ever, I love this place. So it's going to be a killer show regardless, but it's definitely time for Black Rose to defend that championship. And I kind of fear for whoever's going after it, honestly, but we'll see what happens.
Well, I made the point last night. Again, guys, definitely go back and watch the interview that I did. It was funny. When Johan was a champion, I remember countless amount of times on this show, guys like Sergeant Fury, Fox Vineyard, were constantly calling him out.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, Black Rose did it, and all of a sudden, it's like they all went radio silent.
What gives? I think they might be scared.
I don't know. To me, if I'm a wrestler, to me, I would want to face anybody to prove my. Well, what can I say? I've done that.
I mean, you say that now.
I've stepped in the ring already once.
I don't know. That belt's real pretty.
I was going to say, I did enter the ring once. Didn't end too well for me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't do that again, John. Please.
I got to hear this.
Okay.
Oh,
Boy.
go for it.
There was a wrestler by the name of Anthony Gango and Dr. Sleep. He's wrestled. He's actually going to be at the Battle of the Borough show.
Yeah.
Yep. Which I'm working as well.
I'll be there.
Nice. I'm non-commentary, baby.
And him and I had, I don't know if you can call it a storyline, whatever you want to call it. He had an issue. He was the Grand Dragon champion for a brief. He lost the title to Jay Bougie a couple months ago, and he felt like management wasn't promoting him the right way. He ended up giving one of his signature moves is the mandible claw. And he actually did it to the owner, Anthony Cole. So me being the scrappy-do journalist that I am, decided, let me have a shot at him.
No.
Nobody thought to stop you and say you're more Scooby than Scrappy?
Well, Scrappy because I'm the same height as him.
That's fair.
Okay.
They're the same height. Okay. Same height.
And I asked him the question. I said, something to the extent of, how come you don't like Matt? How come you have your own social media, yet you can promote yourself, but you're pissed off that management didn't promote you? Something along the lines of that. Ooh. Now, Gangon, the person, loved the question. Gangon, the character, hated the question. So he was set to make his debut as a trios team down at Titan when they do their shows at Seaside Heights. And him and I were talking. I'll pull back the curtain a little bit. And I was like, do you want to do something to kind of continue with what we're doing? He goes, yeah. He goes, come in the ring, we'll do something. So I said, fine, not a problem. It led to him giving me a mandible claw.
John went down, man. Like, John went down.
Yeah. It was
like a cement.
It was a moment that I will probably never do again. I learned my lesson real quick. Now,
what a move to take as your first move to take. Like the freaking mandible claw.
Mandible claw.
Let's have somebody's hand in your mouth.
Just like all the way in that gullet, John. Just all 4 fingers. Just.
He wanted to shut him up. That was the point. Gango was trying to shut John up. Little did he know, he just had to give you a really spicy chip and it would have worked.
I'm getting
that's a callback, brothers.
And you behave, please, John.
And evidently, according to the girlfriend, only a third of an edible.
Really?
It's true.
Thanks, Ray.
Off the freaking rails once again.
Welcome to the crazy train, folks.
Woo!
Woo, woo. I love it.
So-
So anyway,
That
Jay, what
is-
about that top 10 list of yours? How's that working out for you?
It's already done. It's in my pad right here. I can pull it up whenever you guys ready.
Hold on, is it
I'm all
laminated?
here.
Is it what?
Is it
I'm all
laminated?
here. It's in my
No,
pad.
it's
I'm
not
ready.
laminated. John, who laminates their monitors nowadays?
Well, if you had a piece of paper, you can laminate it.
But it's not on a piece of paper, John. It's on a monitor.
Then how can it be a true list then? It has to be laminated.
So, John, I ask you
just made
this:
the list.
what it truly is going to happen at Battle in the Borough 2 when you see Anthony Gargano?
I'll be very cordial with him.
Nothing. The answer is nothing.
If we remember correctly, too, Anthony Gangone is not going to be in a good mood at Battle of the Borough 2 because of what happened at Off the Rails. He was not happy with a ref's count, and I don't blame him. So he's already going to
John,
be
were
in a
you the
bad
ref?
mood, John. So stay away from him.
You weren't the ref, John, were you?
No, I wasn't there for that.
No,
show.
but there was a
There
little
was a
quick
little bit
count.
of a fasty, a little
Mhm.
quicker.
Ray,
And
I
a
learned
very,
my,
very angry Dr. Sleep after that.
Mm.
I learned my lesson. Dr. Sleep is one person you do not want to piss off.
I will take your word.
I
on
wouldn't.
I learned my lesson. I never plan on pissing him off again. Because, yeah, the ramifications of it are not good.
that.
But
Learned a lesson.
it's the first time I actually learned my lesson in something. But
It only took another man to jam his hand in your mouth to do it.
Oh my God.
Loving the comments coming in.
It was a softball. It was a softball. I had to swing.
Stay away.
Dang, dude.
Stay away.
oh,
Amanda says, I agree with Billy.
On which part?
Probably
about
all
stay away
of
from
it.
Gango.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Stay away. I'll try to protect him.
I mean, you don't really have
I'm not
to.
getting in front of him.
Oh, yeah, just making sure.
John,
You
you're
don't
my
really
boy,
have
but
to.
I'm not jumping in there.
John, all you got to do is be like, John, he went that way, so you go this way, and there you go. You look
Yep.
out for him.
That's true.
Oh my God.
So, John, who do you think should be your top 10 male wrestlers according in AEW, according to PWI? If we were doing a PWI style top 10 list
Oof.
for AEW, who
Wow.
would you have?
Oof. Right, and I would have to say, with the way he's been booked, I would think Moxley would have to be number one on that list.
I would put Moxley there. He's the longest reigning champion for AEW as far as recent title reigns go. Yeah, absolutely. And again, like we said before, when we covered the actual PWI list, during his entitled title reign, you didn't see the title. That was great. That was such a fantastic twist on something, that we've seen before, where Ric Flair wearing the robe over the belt when he went to WWF at the time. But to not see the title at all, keep it in the briefcase under, held by Marina Shafir.
It
I
pissed
thought
off
that
so
was-
many fans, though. Like, so many
absolutely
people.
did.
That I lost a few people. I really do. Like, people were like, oh, this is just stupid, and they don't have any respect for the belt. What's the point? It's like, well, that is kind of the point.
That's kind of
Yeah.
everything they did was meant to be disrespectful. They are
Exactly.
heels. They didn't care about you as fans.
Yep.
That's literally like, how more heel can you go?
Yeah, then to get the belt and not give a shit about it.
Right. I don't give a shit about this belt. I don't give a shit about this company. I don't give a shit about you. So you're not going to see any of it. I thought that was
Yep.
brilliant.
Yeah. It's a good story.
It was.
Because
It
it
really was.
actually will make the belt actually mean something when it comes out. That's
And there were two giant pops during his match with Hangman. It was when Hangman won, and right after when you saw the belt.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
So yes, I agree with you on. I agree with you on Moxley on one. Jay,
Same.
at number 2, I have MJF. And the reason why I have MJF at number 2 is because it doesn't matter who you put him with. You can put him with Darby Allin. You can put him with Moxley. You can put him with Hangman Page. You can put him with Kenny Omega. It's going to be entertaining. The lead up of it is going to be entertaining. Is it going to be as entertaining as the first time we ever saw Cody Rhodes go up against MJF and he made Cody do the trials of MJF? No, because he hasn't done the trials of MJF since.
Wasn't that Jericho?
No, that was
MJF.
that was MJF.
Yeah.
Because MJF was the one that because one of the trials was whipping him with the leather belt, and then on the last whip he turned Cody around and just put it right across the dream tattoo.
But I think they did the same thing with Chris too. They did a similar thing with Chris. Because I remember
Well, if they did, it wasn't done nearly as well because I remember the MJF one and not the Chris Jericho.
But I remember the Chris Jericho one when Chris was against MJF. One of them was Chris had to go up against Nick Gage.
Yeah. That was like that was another trials of that's right. I forgot about that one. Yeah.
That was a trial of MJF. That's right.
And that was a good
that was the first time that we saw Nick Gage and the pizza cutter on like network TV.
Oh my god! And then the Domino's commercial. Do you remember that?
The Domino's right afterwards, and Domino's was like, "No, we don't want to be a part of
teenage
this."
son and I lost our minds watching that. I was like, "What?"
That's what you call good product placement,
dude.
Right?
But
the fact that we're still talking about it now, years later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go Domino's.
I just think the problem's going to be though, if you do, 3 through 10, it's going to be like, okay, well, who would you put then 3 through 10?
I mean,
I had MJF
to cash.
I had MJF at 3, but I had Omega at 2. I don't know if y'all agree.
Omega at 2 isn't a bad call.
No, it's not. It's not.
Because if you remember, he was also, besides Mercedes Moné, he was also a belt collector.
Yeah, my other thing was, is this male and female list?
So
because if so, I'm putting Tony Storm in the top 3.
My top 3, Tony Storm and Mercedes are in my top 3.
I'm going to say this right now. I hate to say this. I would put Tony Storm ahead of Mercedes. I would put Tony way ahead of Mercedes. Because I feel like with Tony, the character she's done now is becoming one of the vocal points of AEW. I feel like
timeless, absolutely.
I think the reason I agree, John, is because if this is an AEW list, right? Mercedes Moné, obviously, she's amazing. She's got accolades out the wazoo. But AEW has been defined by Tony Storm, by timeless Tony Storm. She has carried the company. She has transcended to new character development and all sorts of stuff. So if we're focusing on AEW, I think she's done a lot more for AEW than Mercedes Moné has as of right now.
Yeah, I'll go a step further.
That's fair.
We always talk about in WWE, with the women's division, for example, that one of the earliest feuds that people think of is Trish Stratus and Lita.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at AEW's women's
first
division,
female Raw main event,
but you look
that
at
was mentioned at the Hall of Fame speech last night or Sunday
night.
Oh,
that's awesome.
But my point is though, you look at AEW right now. To me, I know everybody could sit there and say, "Well, you got Thunder and Britt Baker." Yeah, but look at what we saw with Mariah May and Tony Storm. It
was so good.
That to me, I'm going to say this right now, and this is going to get me heat. What we saw with Tony Storm and Mariah May is the AEW version of Trish Stratus and Lita. I'm going to say that right now.
Yeah, I can see that.
I will give you. It is the AEW version of Trish and Mickey.
Ooh, that's an even better parallel.
Yeah,
But
it's
I
not
don't
bad.
think
That
I could
is.
do because Trish and Lita was like its own level, like
Yeah.
because they were so integral in being like a part of, especially like the intergender matches and like the mixed tag and all that. Like so many things got brought in by them. But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I can
So this is
in
what
my
I say to
mind
you
it's more
guys.
that way.
This is what I say to you guys. If you guys all in agreement on Tony Storm, then ain't we kind of devaluing Mercedes Moné now, her being 10 belts Moné? Like, we also got to put accolades into play too, right? I felt like Tony had her moment a year ago, but I think the progression that Monet has done, because since she entered the building to where she is now, I can't just deny that fact and just have Tony over her for like second year straight. I can't.
But
Like,
I'm always saying that
That's
also.
fair.
But I agree with what you're saying, but I also look at it as Tony, the time was Tony Storm being AEW organic. I feel like with what we've seen with Mercedes, I feel like that's been more New Japan, more indies.
Oh, that
than
is absolutely. I
AEW.
mean, it's absolutely a page out of the Ultimo Dragon's J Cup reign, where he
Yeah,
was
no, I
walking
get
around
that. I'm
with
just
9
looking at it
belts.
But you look at what Tony Storm's done. Tony Storm, I mean, we all remember Tony Storm's run towards the end of her WWE run. I mean, especially the one match she had with Charlotte with the I don't
Nobody
remember.
remembers.
Somehow
That's the problem.
Isn't that the one where like everybody was saying that Charlotte sandbagged her?
yeah.
probably did.
But look at what she's become now. I think with Mercedes,
Charlotte's gonna Charlotte.
Mercedes though has gotten her thing over
Mhm.
outside of AEW, is what I'm saying.
And the crazy part is, I
Okay.
hated her. I hated when their segments, I hated her promos in the beginning. But as you watch her more and more, like you could see, you guys talked about Dirty Dom and high praise. You got to put Mercedes Moné
Yeah.
on that high praise too.
Absolutely. And the thing that bothers me when people are like, well, I couldn't stand her promos or I couldn't stand his promos, in the beginning. They're a heel. They're not meant for you to like them.
Mm-hmm.
So already they are doing their job. They're just not doing their job the way you feel they should be doing their job. And then as time goes on, it's not so much that they adapt to you, you adapt to their style, and you're like, oh, yeah, they're doing good work.
And not a lot of people can pull that off. Not a lot of people can pull that off.
No, you're absolutely right. Just like we were talking about with Dom, not a lot of people can pull that off. It's a difficult turn to pull off.
I think, I know we're talking about the AEW women's division here for a second. I'm curious to see what's going to happen once you get past the Mercedes and the Tonys. Then who do you kind of go to?
From that roster, like,
yeah,
I mean, you always have Sheeta and Statlander and Willow in the wings. Like they're not necessarily always title holders, but they're like title picture adjacent. Julia
I
Hart's
want to
doing
see
really
more.
good.
I want to see Ty Mello come back and do some stuff.
Mm-hmm. She's getting more involved.
Yeah.
Thekla, I think put some more seasoning, put a little bit more seasoning on Thekla, and she's gonna be a force to reckon with.
And it's funny. Also, I think people are kind of underestimating in that women's division, Megan Bain.
Oh, out!
Absolutely. I mean,
if
you let her and Chris Statlander go, that is a powerhouse match waiting to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel like with Megan, I feel like they're like, it's almost, I'm not going to say it's like Wardlow, but it's kind of similar in the sense of I don't feel like they're letting her kind of get her full potential in, because they're kind of sticking her with Penelope, and it's like, well, we're going to have you be, part of Penelope, but there's going to be no story, no investment. And now it's, oh, by the way, now we're going to pair you with FTR, because of the fact that we took out Beth Phoenix.
I mean, she is a great opponent for Beth Phoenix.
She is.
I think they try, but the thing is, I think they just try with the wrong people, if that makes sense. Like, why
Yeah,
do
that
we
makes
have
sense.
Penelope Ford out there? Why we can't have someone else? Someone that we truly believe could be the next big thing. Why not Julia Hart? Right?
Can you imagine Megan Bain in Julia Hart? What do they call it?
Yeah.
Something of
I don't know.
madness, the Triangle of Madness, or something like that. Can you imagine
Yeah.
Megan Bain in that faction? Like,
Crazy.
just her athletic ability and her size alone makes her a force to be reckoned with. Stick her with Julia and Sky.
So cool. That would be
Like,
so cool.
what?
Crazy.
You're right over there, Johnny.
Yeah, no. I'm just, as far as it's, I mean, I've gone on these rants before about with AEW with their booking, and I don't get it with them, nor do I ever want to try to figure out with them. But we got a little bit of time left here.
Losing Athena was the biggest hit too. Like putting her on Ring of Honor and not having Athena.
Yeah,
I guess she could have taken AEW a little farther, honestly. But
you know, also,
No, but I like the fact that at first, I'm going to be honest, I wasn't a fan of AEW buying ROH. Right, I wasn't a fan of Tony Khan doing that. But seeing as how he's especially in Athena's situation, able to split her strictly to ROH and make her ROH women's title just as prestigious as the AEW women's title.
yeah, it was a good move.
It was like that kudos on that.
no, I completely.
Like, you are doing what SmackDown and Raw did, but you're doing it better because you legitimately have two different rosters.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. I wanted to touch briefly on MLW here for a hot second. I don't know if any of you guys get a chance to catch MLW at all.
Sometimes I can, sometimes
Well,
I wish I had
highlights.
more
I've seen some highlights, but
Well, there's a tag team right now in MLW that we've all seen them before in WWE. But this pairing of Bishop Dyer, formerly Baron Corbin, and Donovan Dijak.
Oh, nice.
I wish those two guys could have been on together in WWE.
I have seen some of their highlights, and dude, it's just like, how did WWE drop the ball with these two?
And then the other one from MLW, if you guys ever get a chance to see, is Cruel.
Yeah, I saw them. It was him that they were jumping.
I've seen Cruel live in person up at Blitzkrieg.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and first time I saw him, I forgot how. I remember seeing him on TV. I'm like, oh, okay, he's big. You see him in person, you're hightailing it to the other side of the room.
Well, I mean, listen, we know that, Bishop Dyer and I know Dijak is big because Dijak used to go to a local community college around here when he was still wrestling with ROH. But I know that
my
they
battery's about to die. I'm just warning you.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. I just wanted to let you know.
No, I got you. And see the highlight that I saw, seeing the two of them going after Krull and seeing how he was literally almost head and shoulders above both of them.
Yeah.
Like, yeesh.
And then the other tag team I want to mention here before we wrap up the show for tonight. Actually, Billy, you're going to know this team very well. NWA. Mike Mondo and Spencer Slade.
Love it. Love. They're so good together.
We were last night in my interview with Jason. We were talking about Mike Mondo, and you want to talk about a guy who reinvented himself.
Dude, he was little Mikey from the Spirit Squad, and now he's like this beast. Like, I've seen him a couple times.
Why does that name
NWA.
sound familiar?
Yeah, Mondo is massive, and it's
holy Christ.
See. Now look up Spencer Slade, his tag team partner, who is jacked as all hell as well, and they're insane together.
Yeah, they are.
But
good.
I cannot believe the transformation Mike Mondo has made. It is inspiring.
Wow.
It's insane.
I love.
I didn't realize that was hit. Jeez, Louise.
Yeah, and I said this in the interview last night. And I'm going to say this again. for years, I kept saying people were sleeping on TNA. I feel like people now are sleeping on the NWA.
There's a lot of good stuff there that people aren't catching.
Yeah, there's a NWA right now is the company that I feel like is what TNA was a couple of years ago. Like, okay, they're putting out great stories, but nobody's watching them. I feel like.
I wonder why that is, though.
Well, I mean, they had the perfect opportunity to be seen on CW, and then
yes,
and then
the Coke segment.
Yeah, from what's his
name? Infamous Coke Girls segment over there.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that Father Mitchell, I think?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, it was Mitchell.
Yeah, Cinny Minnie.
But I think like NWA right now is the one company that I wish people would kind of give a little bit more attention to. Because like I said, you want to talk about tag teams. I mean, we talked about it last night because I know on Friday, NWA is actually returning to center stage.
Sam Hain, Part 3.
Nice.
And I mean, you just look at the poster right now. I know it's not the clearest poster out there, but you got guys like Rich Swann, Matt Cardona. I know they announced the Good Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you want to talk about a tag team division.
Did you see who's coming? Who else is going to be at that show? Who I popped for? Legendary.
Shanti?
No, yes, Shotzi's going to be there too. And Matt Cardona and like a ton of people. But they just announced Abdullah the Butcher is going to be there.
Oh my goodness!
Oh
really?
wow!
Yeah, right.
That's crazy.
That is
what
crazy.
a weird, like out of nowhere thing. But how cool is that?
Wow.
But as we mentioned, we always talk about tag team wrestling. Look at the tag team that you're about to have with that. Between Murdoch and Knox, you have Mondo and Spencer Slade. You're going to have the Good Brothers.
The Slime Balls are an amazing tag team from NWA.
Slime Ball, yeah.
I have been saying people have been sleeping on NWA ever since NWA launched Power on YouTube.
Yep.
Power.
I agree. I got pulled right in.
Yeah, I mean that's the first time that I saw Ricky Starks. That's the first time that I Tim Storm,
LA Knight,
and then LA Knight, and then to see Tim Storm doing the Baron gimmick most recently, like, bro, like how do you call yourself a wrestling fan and not at least spend 5 minutes watching something on free TV?
Exactly.
I'll go a step further. I think right now with what they have, I mean, it's funny. There's one song that I hear consistently on Apple Music, and I hear it sometimes on Sirius XM, that always reminds me of NWA Power, and that's "Into the Fire" by Dokken. And it's funny because every time I hear that song, I have the
Dokken.
I thought you were gonna bust out with a Smashing Pumpkins song.
Right? Something more modern.
Today is the greatest.
But yeah, but guys, again, we had a phenomenal show. Before we wrap things up here, I just want to make the announcement one more time again in case people are joining and didn't get a chance to see it before. Happening on November 15th, Around the Ropes will be live from the Starland Ballroom ahead of No Thanksgiving, which is being run by the Fight Factory. Then on November 22nd, sorry.
There you go.
I did September again. Around the Ropes will be at GCW Dream On, the Fan Slam, ahead of GCW's return to the East Rutherford, New Jersey. So definitely, we also, like I said, we also have lots of come. Obviously, we have Battle of the Borough coming up on the 1st. We also have coming up this weekend, and I think Billie's phone died. That's why she's not here.
Yep, I think we hit it.
We do have, like I said, we do have the Dynasty coming up this weekend. I actually can make this announcement now, because we're just full of announcements. Obviously, you guys know Around the Ropes will be doing the pre-show from the 2300 Arena. But I did get confirmation that yours truly will be making his commentary return for the Lane Across Danny Moe match.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Awesome, man.
just the fact that we're going to be back in that building is insane. And guys, coming up tomorrow night, we have actually 3 phenomenal shows on this network. At 8:15, the owner and promoter of the Dynasty, Chris Envy, joins me. Then at 9 o'clock, we enter into the BCW War Room, as I will be joined by Timothy Embler and Angela Weiss to talk about the non-wrestling stuff that's going on. Because there's a Halloween party on October 25th. Obviously, we'll be live from that building as well. So that's happening tomorrow. And also at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, I-86 After Dark returns. Somehow, some way, talking about the New York Giants having the miraculous win of beating the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, don't ask me how we did it, but we did it.
That's what happens when the other team tush pushes 4 times in a row. I mean.
But we can also make this announcement now. And this actually regards to our very own Jay. Details are still being worked on. But Jay is going to be... Actually, Jay, I'll let you make the announcement.
Go for it, Jamie and Priest.
I am happy to announce that Thursday, after Impact, I will be live covering Impact and telling you what really went down and what Jay's opinion is and what your opinions is. And we're going to discuss it and we're going to have fun. And maybe I'll drink some water while I'm at it or whatever. But we're going to have a ball. We're going to have a good time. We're going to live it up. So stay tuned Thursday right here, 10 o'clock. You don't want to miss it.
You don't want to miss that.
Definitely don't.
Guys,
I'll be tuning in. I know that.
I'll definitely be tuning in. I'll be producing it.
Well, see, you don't have the option to tune in. I do.
That's why you're the producer.
But I do want to... Well, actually, Ray, I'll go to you first. Final thoughts and anything else you want to talk about before we wrap things up?
No, I think that the next few weeks. I know it's also we're starting to head into the holiday time and the busiest time of the year for folks, and it's also looking like it's going to start becoming the busiest time of the year for wrestling as well. As we saw with this past weekend's stacked card, both in the indies and in major orgs. And we're just going to continue with that. I think it's going to be, I think we're really heading into and reaching the precipice of something amazing, as far as I don't think wrestling has hit a popularity boom like this in a very long time. You have all of these indie orgs popping up, doing shows. You have, the worldwide orgs doing shows. I know we've had counter programming discussions, because at times that's exactly what it is. It's just putting on a show for the sake of putting on a show, to stop you from seeing the other guy's show. But at the same time, is there really a loser in that situation? No. Because we get an entire weekend of wrestling. Yeah, okay, one wrestling card might have 73 matches and start on a Friday and end on a Monday afternoon. That's fine, but it's still a whole weekend of wrestling. So I think everybody just needs to tune in and let it all breathe and see where we're going next.
Jay, what about you?
Well, I was told I was going to tell my top 10 lists.
Listen, man, blame the guy. Blame the producer, not me.
I am going to take my final thoughts, and I'm going to tell everybody my top 10 lists. And if any agree or not, we'll save it for another day.
Absolutely. Let's go. Let's do this.
1, Seth Rollins. 2, Cody Rhodes. 3, Mercedes Moné. 4, Hangman Adam Page. 5, Bandino. 6, Zack Sabre Jr. 7, Jey Uso. 8, Will Ospreay. 9, Tony Storm. 10, Roman Reigns. And that's Jay's final thought.
I mean, I would rearrange a couple here and there, but almost all of those names are on my combined top 10.
We can do that as a YouTube exclusive.
Great minds think alike.
Hey, it is what it is, brother. And yeah, I mean, YouTube, Patreon, OnlyFans, no fans.
No,
doesn't matter. We can do it.
Hopefully next week we'll have a Wilson's Corner.
Yes,
Have you
I'm not
checked?
sure about
Have you
Wilson.
checked to see that he hasn't updated it?
No, he would
You
have sent me.
haven't, have you?
He would have
Is it
sent
still the
me.
same one?
Guys,
Yeah.
want to tell me about Wilson's Corner?
We'll explain at the end of after the show. But guys, I just want to take this opportunity, I know people are getting probably sick and tired that every week I'm coming on here with, another announcement.
It's not their problem that you're getting your Dixie Carter on, brother.
But I look at it this way. If I can make an opportunity to put this show on a bigger stage, why the hell wouldn't I at this point? We've been at this long enough now. I mean, Ray, I told you this before, and you almost fell off your chair. November 18th is 4 years for the show.
Yeah, I still can't believe that, man.
Wow.
That is shit.
We show all dressed in tux.
It's definitely a
All
possibility.
dressed up. Shirts and ties.
It's just the fact of the show has become something big, and I appreciate everybody, especially you guys, Ray and Jay.
Oh, listen, man, I remember the first year of the show going in and creating 4 different Gmail accounts just so that I could argue with myself in the comments during one of the shows while I was on screen with you, just so that we had engagement. So, brother, I know. Yeah,
you were there in the early days. You were there in the days when nobody knew or nobody gave a crap about the show.
Nobody gave a crap about the show. Nobody gave a crap about the industry. But as much as I don't want to give them their praise and their flowers, I do have to give them their flowers, because all of these major network moves that we make fun of WWE for, it's those moves specifically that have put wrestling back into the mainstream, lexicon of society. And the jump to ESPN now. So, people are coming back and they're like, well, ESPN's carrying it. Maybe I'll take a look.
Yeah. And I agree with you. And not only that, the amount of companies that we're working with now is insane. You would have told me 4 years ago when we started this show that I'd be working with companies from Maine to the New England area, to upstate New York, to Jersey, to Pennsylvania, Chicago. Obviously, we got Florida that we're working with now.
Or the fact that we would regularly have on like former WWE 205 Live superstars. Like, what?
Yeah,
I would have laughed at you.
Yeah.
I would have laughed at you and called you crazy, John.
Okay. What about the fact if I were to tell you guys we had on Jimmy Corderas a couple, like 2 3 months?
That must have been awesome.
Hey, listen, because of this show, I can say something that I will tell everybody and anybody when I get the chance, right? I was able to interview Lanny Poffo before he passed, and we had such a fantastic conversation and interview because of this show.
And I remember when that happened, and the first thing I did was I reached out to people who we were formerly associated with, who wanted nothing to do with me. And I said, okay, you may not want anything to do with me, but there's an interview you guys had that we did that I want to pull.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember pulling that interview. And it's just not even that. I mean, we had an episode we did a couple months ago about Vince Steele, the indie wrestler who passed away. We did a show all on him. And I remember that. I remember the day he died. I was there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's insane also, and I'll wrap up with this, to sit here and say that Around the Ropes has now been live at the 2300 Arena. We've been live
Historic.
Now at the Monster Factory.
Historic.
We've been now live at Starland Ballroom, the same building that Metallica, Bruce Springsteen, Bon Jovi performed in.
Yes.
We're gonna be in that building. I mean, crap. We have the Flex Wrestling that we work with. We have Dynasty. Go down the list. We have Warriors of Wrestling. That's another company that I want to definitely give a shout out to that we work with. They just had a match this past Saturday of Danny Mott versus Vicious Vicky.
It's just like they always say, hard work pays off.
And that's all it comes down to. And I appreciate everybody who has been a part of the show in the 4 years. It's, as I said to somebody a while ago, I don't take any of this stuff for granted. I know in a split second it can all be taken away. So the fact that people look at me now and will listen to the show. I mean, we got guys like David, for example, who stays until 2 o'clock in the morning to listen to us. And I know, Ray, you were joking before about how, I'm David Jr. and everything. But it's funny. I take that as a compliment.
Oh, well, yeah, that's how I meant it, because I know how you, I don't want to say idolize, but you put that show on a pedestal in the way to say, look at where they are. That's where I want to be. But I want to be better.
Yeah, and I've said that for the longest time. There's always going to be busted open. And I never want Around the Ropes to be busted open 2.0. But I will say this much. I want there to always be one Around the Ropes.
Absolutely.
And we'll leave you guys with that. Guys, again, I want to thank Billie for joining us. I know her phone cut out, so that's why she's not on right now. So I want to thank her for joining us. Guys, of course, you can find us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube. If you can, leave us a review on any of your podcast platforms. I know I've kind of been lackadaisical with that, but this week I am planning to get us up to date on all those interviews that we've done. So you're not going to miss that. If you missed tonight's show, go back to Facebook, go back to YouTube. And on Saturday from 12 to 2, you can listen to the replay on Odyssey, thanks to the guys at Backstage Radio Network. But for Ray and Jay, I'm going to have to come up with a better name because I'm going to get, everything discombobulated. And for Billie, I'm John. This has been Around the Ropes Radio Show. Guys, in the words of Billy Joel, I've said hellos and goodbyes. But unfortunately, guys, it is time for us to say goodbye. We'll catch you guys here next week, same time, same bad channel.